Hey guys, Kim here from Kim on a Whim, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I am going to start here in this cabinet. This cabinet, it drives me crazy. It's always a mess. Stuff is always falling out. And then this is the Lazy Susan right next to the cabinet, which there is stuff just piled in here every which way, and I just need to go through everything, see what's expired, try and group stuff together so we know what we have in here, and that way multiple things aren't always being opened like I always talk about. So if you're going to start, I guess just start somewhere, and that's where I'm starting today. So I started here in the cabinet that I have all of my cereal in the top part, and then underneath I have all of my Tupperware and my glass bowls. And I'm finding, surprisingly, I cannot find my bottoms to my Tupperware. I have all these tops that have no bottoms to them. Usually it's the other way around, so I'm a little confused about that. But then I'm also finding that my cereals are all expiring or going stale because that was our go-to for a quick breakfast. But now that everybody's home, I find that you can now take a little more time, maybe make some pancakes or some scrambled eggs and toast for the morning rush, and it's not just cereal and you got to scarf it down and run out the door. So let me know in the comment section below, do you find that you're taking a little more time to put a different meal together, I guess, instead of having to rush and just scarfing stuff down? In just a second, I'm going to show you a little trick that I use to try and keep anything that's in a bag fresh, whether it be your cereals, your potato chips, any kind of like flour, sugar. I even do it too if I don't have it in a jar. And I will use a binder clip. It's like the metal clips that you would find at Staples or even at Walmart and stuff like that, that you would typically use to bind papers together. And I'll roll the bag down and use the binder clip to get a nice seal, or to keep the bag closed, I should say, so that it doesn't start to unroll in the cabinet.
Keep playing. Show me your love like it is, like it is. Bend open my heart like you're fearless. Steal all the gold you can get, you can get. Show me your love, leave me breathless, breathless. I'm waiting around for something real. I'm going crazy, like what's the deal? 'Cause I want you to show me what you feel. You're watching me like you want me, but you're still holding back, still holding back. Honestly, you're annoying me with the way that you keep playing. Show me your love like it is, like it is. Bend open my heart like you're fearless. Steal all the gold you can get, you can get. open my heart like you're fearless.
So I moved over to the Lazy Susan that's right next to this cabinet, and I keep stuff in here that I would use every day. My flour, my breadcrumbs, stuff like that that I would use for dinners. I do have another pantry-like area. It's not really a pantry, it's just kind of an open shelving area in my laundry room. But I do put a lot of my overflow of pantry items in there. And let's face it, with all that's going on, nobody wants to be in the store one longer than they have to. And I know for me, I used to do probably a daily run to the food store for dinners. Now I'm trying to keep it down to just twice a week so that, you know, why test fate? Why chance it, right? So this kind of gives me a good idea too of what I have in here and what I need to throw out, like my beans from 2019, and not late 2019, but early 2019. So that was a little embarrassing. But then I can make a list, and that way I can grab stuff that I need, try and keep everything grouped together so I know what I have. And then I also need to dig way back behind here because everything falls off of these shelves and everything gets caught in the very corner, and my short arms can barely reach it.
Be alright, never could it bite, but somehow you make me change. Like I'm better off with you. Like I'm better off with you. Kinda used to these battlegrounds. Where you flee, you don't stick around, no. But the way you've been giving me time, oh, it's something in me that says it's fine. Hoping you wouldn't change.
So now that I got the cabinet from HE double hockey sticks under control, I'm now going to move on to just cleaning the cabinet doors. These are painted cabinets, and you can see the original color there on the door. It was a very dark stained cabinet, and about 20 years ago I said to my husband, hey, why don't we paint our cabinet white? Well, it's actually an off-white, and somehow I got him to go with it. I don't know how, but this is the aftermath, and this is now the aftermath 20 years later. The paint did hold up very well. I am surprised. There are definitely touch-ups that need to be done that haven't been, and especially you're going to see that on the next shot where the cabinet that is used the most, which is where my pots and pans are and my silverware is. That cabinet probably gets used the absolute most in this entire kitchen. So you're going to see like big spots on there of where they just need to be touched up with paint, and that's going to be coming up in another video. I'm not sure when, but I do have the paint so that I can start that process. Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on and on it goes. Round and round. Here's the truth, guys. This video is only 12 minutes long, but it actually took me an hour to do this. To clean out the two cabinets and to wipe down all of the cabinet doors. Took a full hour to do. I think it may have even been a little bit longer than an hour. But here's what I want to leave you guys with. Just start somewhere. Today my goal was only to clean out that cabinet that was driving me crazy because everything was falling out. And then as I was there, I said, okay, let me move on to the Lazy Susan that is next to it as well. And then after, I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I'm still here. Let me start wiping down my cabinets because, you know, there's filth and dirt and grime and gritty on them. But just start somewhere, I guess. And I know sometimes it can feel so overwhelming that you feel like you got to get everything done. But you don't. Just start somewhere. And if it's just that you want to clean out one drawer or clean out one cabinet that's driving you crazy, that's fine. Because there's days I don't want to do any of that. I just will close a door. I will shove something in there, close it, and walk away because I just don't want to deal with it. But if we start, it kind of snowballs, and I find that true for myself. I don't know about anybody else out there, but at least just starting the one thing, it kind of makes you move on to the next and the next. And then at the end of the day, you can say, you know what, I got that cabinet clean, and I got the other cabinet clean, and I wiped down all the cabinet fronts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be subscribed to my channel so that you can see what other kind of crap I'm going to get myself into. Bye, guys.
Front porch sipping on the rocks, citrus in our beverages, citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering up